You wake up in a hospital. Doctor says, "Welcome back. We lost you for 4 minutes." You remember dying. Every second. The darkness. The crossing from life to nothing. But the death you remember isn't the death that happened. Medical chart says car accident, head trauma. But you remember drowning, water crushing your chest, sinking into cold black, salt taste, burning lungs. You remember drowning so vividly you still feel it. Except the accident was on dry highway, 40 miles from any water, no lakes, no rivers. Doctors saved you from head trauma. But you died from drowning. Both can't be true, unless you died twice. Different ways, different realities, and you remember the wrong one. 3 cases, 3 medical deaths, 3 impossible memories, where bodies carry evidence from deaths that never happened. Sarah Chen woke March 23, 2023, dead 4 minutes. Head-on collision, Highway 90. Sedan, crushed. Paramedics found her no pulse. CPR, 4 minutes. Heart restarted. Surgery for bleeding. Fractured skull. Traumatic brain injury. Everyone said lucky. But Sarah remembered drowning, not car crash. Underwater, dark ocean, water in lungs, choking, panic. Swimming toward fading light, cold, numb limbs, then accepting. Letting water take her, sinking. That was her death. Vivid, real, complete. But records showed car accident, dry highway, no water. She tried dismissing it. Brain trauma, oxygen deprivation, false memory. But it wouldn't fade, became clearer. She tasted salt when there was none, felt phantom cold. Lungs felt heavy, like water still inside. 3 weeks later, routine CT scan. Radiologist called specialist. Showed her lung images. Your tissue shows water damage, consistent with near drowning, but you weren't in water. Tests confirmed. Pathologist report, water damage, cellular markers, saltwater exposure, damage that couldn't occur from car accident. Sarah's body carried physical proof of drowning. Medical death was trauma. Remembered death was drowning. Lung tissue proved drowning. 3 incompatible truths. All real. She died 2 ways. 2 realities. Medical records this timeline. Memory from another. Body retained damage from death that didn't happen here. David Martinez collapsed at gym August 14, 2024. Treadmill. Normal workout, chest pressure, hit floor, dead 7 minutes, cardiac arrest. Heart stopped, CPR, defibrillator. 4th shock restarted heart. Emergency revealed congenital defect. Heart bomb, waiting 28 years. Doctors said lucky. 7 minutes is long, most get brain damage. David had none. Defibrillator implanted. Fixed. Sent home. But his 7-minute memory didn't match. He remembered dying violently, stabbed, multiple times, blade entering body, abdomen, chest twice, shoulder, each puncture, hot pain, blood pooling beneath, attacker's face, stranger, thin face, scar on cheek, cold dead eyes, silent, stabbed and walked away, alley he'd never been, garbage smell, rain on face, bleeding out slowly, 8 minutes, consciousness fading, then darkness. That was his death. But medically, cardiac arrest, gym floor, no stabbing, no blood, no alley, just heart failure. 2 weeks home, changing shirts, mirror showed scar, abdomen, right side, exactly where he remembered stabbing. Touched it. Real. Healed. Old. Never had surgery there. Checked chest, 2 more scars, exact locations. Shoulder, 4th scar. 4 total. Precise locations from memory. Scars not there before cardiac arrest. Doctor examined. These look years old. Healed stab wounds. Nothing in your history. Intake photos from emergency showed clean skin. No scars. 2 weeks later, 4 distinct scars. Dermatologist biopsied. Old scars. Trauma years ago. Impossible. weren't visible 2 weeks ago. David's body developing wounds from death that never happened. Scars from murder in parallel timeline. Alternate death writing itself onto current body. Emma Rodriguez sat Therapist Office, Denver, August 19, 2025. 2 weeks post-overdose, nearly killed her. Roommate found unconscious, 911. Stomach pumped, never technically died. Heart kept beating. But Emma knew something nobody did. She remembered dying. Completely. Except not from overdose, from 3 months future. November 14, 2025. 11:47 p.m. Jumping from balcony. 4th floor. Decision moment. Climbing railing. Brief flight. Impact. Instant pain. Nothing. Who found her? Downstairs neighbor not met yet. Mr. Chen. Elderly. Screaming, discovering body. Details she shouldn't know. Black hoodie. Gray sweatpants. Cold weather. First snow. Laptop playing specific song. Specific timestamp. Her funeral. Who attended. What they said. Mother crying. Sister angry. Father silent. Remembered all. Lived all. None happened yet. Sitting August. Death she remembers scheduled November. 3 months away. Therapist notes. Intrusive thoughts. Suicidal ideation. No. Memory. Like you remember yesterday. Clear. Real. Emma, today is August 19th. November 14th hasn't happened. I know. That's impossible. Remembering my future, or died November, consciousness jumped back August. Living timeline where survived overdose. Remember dying timeline 3 months ahead. Phone showed notes. Everything, neighbor name, Mr. Chen. Moving in September 1st. Weather, first snow, November 14th, typically first snow Denver. Song not listened to yet. Remember it last thing heard. Therapist read notes. Very specific. Because memory. Preventing death already experienced. Don't know if can. Remember it. Predetermined, or timeline can avoid. Voice cracked. November 14th coming. Terrified. Can't stop. Already lived dying. Living between timelines. Survived August. Dies November. Both equally real. Remembers both. Exists both. Caught between. Death hasn't happened. Death already experienced. Calendar moves forward. Toward November 14th, 11:47 p.m. Moment already lived dying. Doesn't know free will anymore. Living script written by future corpse. Timeline already dead reaching back telling living self what's coming. Checks calendar obsessively. Counts days. November approaching. Death remembered drawing closer. 3 people. 3 deaths. 3 impossible memories. Sarah died head trauma. Remembers drowning. Has water-damaged lungs. David died cardiac arrest. Remembers stabbing. Has stab scars appearing. Emma survived overdose. Remembers dying future 3 months. Lives terror countdown. None crazy. Medical records prove died. Memories prove died differently. Bodies carry evidence from deaths don't match reality. We don't die once. Die all possible ways across all timelines. Usually experience only one. Clinical death tears barrier. Memories bleed through. Bodies respond deaths parallel selves. Sarah's lungs remember drowning timeline car went water. David's skin remembers stabbing timeline walked wrong alley. Emma's mind remembers future death timeline hasn't reached yet. Living proof death isn't singular. Multidimensional. Quantum. Consciousness experiences dying infinite ways, infinite realities. Medical documents. 1. Memory contains others. Body knows truths mind forgot. Carries scars deaths don't remember. Tissue damage trauma never touched here. Physical evidence died differently. Another timeline. Another reality. Same moment branches different outcomes. Survive here, die there. Death memory parallel bleeds this one. 3 proofs. 3 people living deaths shouldn't remember. Terrifying question. Which death real? Medicine recorded Or you remember? When both leave evidence. Both feel true. Body carries wounds, death never happened. Maybe both real. Died twice, different ways, different worlds. Consciousness retains memory both. Dying isn't end. Moment timelines diverge. Sometimes remember wrong branch. Quantum immortality theory states consciousness can't experience cessation. Hugh Everett Many Worlds interpretation. When you die, consciousness shifts timeline where you survived. But survivors retain memories from death timelines. Sarah's drowning memory isn't imagination. Lung tissue proves it. Water damage from drowning never happened here. David's stab scars appearing post-recovery. Physical manifestation wounds alternate death. Emma remembering future death. Consciousness exists non-linearly across timelines. 2024 AWARE project studied 2,060 cardiac arrest patients. 39% reported continued awareness during clinical death. Some described events different from medical records. Not hallucination, memory mismatch. Remember dying one way, records show another. They experienced both. Sarah's water-damaged lungs. Medical impossibility this timeline. Pathologist confirmed damage consistent drowning. Never in water. Theory. Body retains cellular memory alternate timeline. Quantum entanglement molecular level. David's scars. Healed stab wounds appearing weeks after heart attack. Dermatologist confirmed years-old scarring. Never stabbed. Tissue remembers trauma parallel existence. Emma's case proves consciousness experiences future deaths before happen. Remembers November, death living August. Retrocausal memory. Effect creating cause before event. Physics allows temporal loops. Memory future timeline bleeding, present consciousness. MIT physicist David Deutsch. Consciousness exists all quantum branches simultaneously, usually isolated. Occasionally bleeds through. Clinical death weakens barrier between timelines. Survivors report memories parallel deaths. Sarah drowning timeline car plunged river. David stabbed timeline walked wrong alley. Emma jumping timeline August attempt succeeded differently. Evidence suggests we die all possible ways infinite timelines. Usually experience only one. Near death creates cracks. Memories leak through. Bodies respond traumas alternate selves. Carry scars, tissue damage, cellular memories, deaths parallel worlds. Medical science documents one death. Consciousness remembers others. Both real, different timelines, same person. University of Virginia Paranormal Research confirmed Sarah's figure 850 nanometer infrared range. MIT Acoustics, Chen voice 12 Hz, below 20 Hz human threshold. Stanford examined Rebecca iPhone 940 nanometer, solid object reflecting infrared. Transparent visible light, not paranormal. Physics. Just physics don't encounter daily. Cornell 2024 published Non-Visible Spectrum Entities Coexist, Observable Humans. 47 similar cases documented. Technology revealing hidden reality layer. Sarah checks lungs obsessively. Water damage spreading. Doctors explain nothing. Taste salt water sometimes when none. David's scars ache rainy days. 6 wounds knife never touched this timeline. Phantom pain alternate death. Emma lives terror counting November 14th. Knows dies. Already experienced. Can prevent death already lived. Memory prophecy. 3 haunted deaths survived. Carrying proof timelines where didn't. Living knowledge died. Multiple times. Different ways. Medical records lie. Bodies tell truth. Memories other lives leak through. Death isn't singular. Quantum superposition. Die infinite ways, infinite timelines. Sometimes remember. Check body scars, don't remember getting. Tissue damage, no cause. Phantom pains wounds never happened here. Consciousness experienced multiple deaths. Medical documents 1. Cells remember others. Every near-death survivor carries memories alternate deaths. Remember, drowning records say crash. Died both ways, different timelines. Body knows truths, mind forgot. Death memories don't match records aren't false. Real. Parallel existence. Die constantly quantum multiverse. Usually unaware. Clinical death tears veil. Memories bleed. Sarah, David, Emma prove dying isn't simple. Multidimensional. Body knows. Timeline convergence happening more. Barriers thinning. More people remember deaths don't match medical. More bodies developing impossible evidence. More consciousness bleeding parallel selves. We're becoming aware. Living simultaneously multiple realities. Dying simultaneously multiple ways. Only experiencing one consciously. Until barrier breaks. Then remember all. Every death, every timeline, every version you that didn't survive. They're all real. All happening. You just remember wrong branch. Or right one. Depends which timeline asking. Which death counting. Which body examining. Reality isn't solid. Death isn't final. Timelines aren't separate. You died. You're dying. You will die. All at once. All different ways. Consciousness experiences all. Body remembers all. Medical records document fraction. Rest bleeds through cracks reality when dying thins barrier between worlds where you lived, worlds where you did not.